Alright, so I wanted to do a video on the whole Windows 11 message rate throttle, just because it seems like people still don't really fully understand it, which is a little bit surprising to me because it's not very hard to understand. It's not like you need to be an operating systems pro to understand this, but yeah, I wanted to show it more in action. I did a video previously touching on how it's a good feature that Windows 11 has. But I didn't really show like how it works. Um, so I kind of wanted to like clear up how exactly it works with some tools. So there's already a really good video by this guy that he really explained it in depth, and I think it's pretty much what I was gonna say, um, but I think there's a few points I want to like reiterate and just show a little bit more clearly how it's working. All right, so if you don't already know, I'll just go over like really high level. Basically, in 2023, Microsoft added a feature to Windows 11 that would throttle the message rate of processes that were listening to the raw input buffer. And so basically, this was a way to mitigate stutters when you're using a high polling rate. This doesn't necessarily have anything to do with your CPU. It's more of the operating system and race conditions and resource contention and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna show like more clearly how it works. He does a good job, um, but I kind of want to reiterate those kind of things. So I'm just gonna use like the two most popular mouse testers. I'm sure there's other ones, but one works and one doesn't. And I'm gonna show how and why that doesn't work. So you can actually see this even in just Task Manager. This is Process Explorer, so we get a little bit more information. But basically, if you look under here, background processes, we have mouse movement recorder is under the background. And so if we open up the the movement recorder, you can see it's 125, even though this window is focused. Like it's clicked, you can see the I've clicked off on my other monitor, so it's not focused anymore. It's still 125. It's focused, still 125. And that's because the way this program was written is this is like a command line applet. So the mouse movement recorder process is not the parent. So it's not getting the uncapped message rate. It's going to be permanently capped. So this doesn't work on Windows 11 just by design, just how it's written. Um, so this program instead, you can see it's not like it's its own process, and we can see this in um, Task Manager 2. So you can see mouse tester. And then if we take a look at the the data that it collects. So if we do collect, this is like focus. So we do collect. I'm gonna click and hold in the window. So this is still focused. And then if we do plot, we can take a look. Sometimes this is a little bit, yeah. So you can see most of them are 1,000. If you see like pulling rate drop like this, it's because you're not moving it fast enough for it to need like 1,000 hertz. That's kind of a bad explanation, but anyways. So if we do collect, but we actually click off, so I'm gonna click off onto my other monitor onto the desktop, so just like the wallpaper background. So if we do collect, and then you can see it's saying collecting. I'm spinning my mouse on the other monitor on my background, and then we can look at that. So you go frequency. We can see it's throttled now. It's not at 1,000 anymore. So I think the main thing that people aren't understanding is with this feature, there will always be one process that is reporting at the max message rate. So whatever process is being focused is going to be the one max. Like you would never have a situation where every process is being throttled. And so that means the desktop, Explorer, all that stuff, that's not throttled to 125. It would be very obvious. And that guy that made the video does a really good job of showing that. I think it's later on in the video. But we can actually see this too. So Explorer is going to be the one that's uncapped when you like click onto the desktop. So we can see right now mouse tester is focused. We can spin our mouse, whatever. You can see the Explorer usage right here. It's not really changing much. Okay, and then I'm gonna click on the desktop, start spinning the mouse, boom, it goes up. So we can see it's, you know, properly being used. We can click back onto here, and then boom, it's throttled again. So that's what you want. You don't want, you know, Explore and all these other processes that would be listening to be also at max, because then you're just getting higher usage on all these things for no reason, because the mouse isn't being used on Explorer, it's being used, you know, on here or on Process Explorer, because, you know, this is now in the background. So yeah, hopefully that makes it a little bit more clear and easy to understand. Please don't disable this. This is a good option. I don't care if you have 1,000 hertz or 8K hertz. It doesn't matter. This is just a overall better way to handle the mouse input.